Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhare Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhare Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Jaya Nishpad Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Stuttarasutta Shri Srimad Divine Krishna Pecharana Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Guru Prabhupada Ki Jai अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो से कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय, ब्रज में वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, सभावित भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर परमानंदे। All glorious Samal devotees, all glorious Samal devotees, all glorious Samal devotees. Glorious to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Parana. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 18 and text number 26. King Yati regains his youth. Vrishaparva tam agyaya pratyanika vivakshitam gurum prasadayan murdhna padayoho patitah पथि वृषपर्वातमाज्ञाय प्रत्यनीक विवक्षितम् गुरुं प्रसादयन् मूर्धना पादयोः पतितः पथि वृषपर्वातमाज्ञाय प्रत्यनीक विवीक्षतम् गुरुं प्रसादयन् मूर्ध्वा पादयोः पतितः पति वृषपर्वातमाज्ञाय प्रत्यनीक विवक्षितम् गुरुं प्रसादयन् मूर्ध्ना पादयोः पतितः पथि Vrishaparva, the king of demons, Tamagyaya, understanding the motive of Shukracharya, Pratyanika, Sankars, Vivakshitam, desiring to speak, Guru, his spiritual master, Shukracharya, Prasadaya, he is satisfied immediately, Murdhana, with his head, Padayoho, at the feet, Patitaha, fell down, Pathi, on the road. Translation by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. King Vrishaparva understood that Shukracharya was coming to chastise and curse him. Consequently, before Shukracharya came to his house, Vrishaparva went out and fell down in the street at the feet of his Guru and satisfied him, checking his breath. Politics. Kshanardha manyur bhagavan shishyam vyachasta bhargavah kamo asya kriyatam rajan nainam tyaktum mihotsahe. Kshanardha, lasting only few moments, Manyu, whose anger Bhagavan, the most powerful, Shishyam unto his disciple, Vrushaparva, Vyachasta said, Bhargava, that is Sukracharya, the descendant of Bhrigu, Kamaha, the desire, Asyaha, of this Devyani, Kriyatam, please fulfill, Rajan, O king, not enam, this girl, Tyaktum, to give up Iha in this world, Utsahe, and able. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sigatoka, Swami, Prabhupada. The powerful Shukracharya was angry for a few moments, but upon being satisfied, he said to Vrushaparva, my dear king, kindly fulfill the desire of Devhuti, for she is my daughter, and in this world I cannot give her up or neglect her. So sometimes a great personality like Shukracharya cannot neglect sons and daughters. For sons and daughters are by nature dependent upon the father, and the father has affection for them. Although Shukracharya knew that the quarrel between Devyani and Sarmishta was childish, as Devyani's father, he had to side with his daughter. He did not like to do this, but he was obliged to because of affection. He plainly admitted that although he should not have asked the king for mercy for his daughter, because of the affection, he could not avoid doing so. Now, the politics is increasing. The political situation is increasing. Upon attachment, the politics is being played. If somebody is detached, then there is no question of politics. In household matter or worldly matter, if somebody is working with a detached mentality, then there is no room for politics. But here, even a person like Shukracharya, he is affectionate to his daughter, but he doesn't consider affection of the other daughter, Sarmishta, for his father. So, that the point is that there is an imbalance. All right? Prabhupada said, this is not a big deal, it's a childish matter. But then the quarrel took to their ancestry and high or low class. So it's very important to understand that when we have attachment, then we'll do any damn thing, not considering Krishna consciousness. We can put aside Krishna consciousness and play a political role. Actually, Srila Prabhupada never desired that kind of thing, but he knew, it's evident. So they would bring politics in any and every subject. They quibble. They try to split hairs. They call it brainstorming. Brainstorm. But it is splitting hair. To split hair means to go into very unnecessary nitty-gritty details. Srila Prabhupada gave very simple verdict, so simple, but to execute it, it becomes more difficult. So therefore they want to put up Shastric committee and check whether Prabhupada's statements are in line or not. You know, of course, Prabhupada is self-realized soul. But because attachment, the childish play will also come, and their parents will be also dragged into unnecessary quibble, right? So, the Yuga problem, especially in Kali Yuga, everybody is born of Shudra quality. But karmana jayate dvija, and dvija has to be, born for spiritual emancipation only. And those who are dvija, they have to maintain, but they cannot play double role of a big politician or at the same time showing devotional service, exemplary devotional service. They have to choose one or other. In Krishna consciousness, it is possible to do. And some of my godbrother who passed their body, they try to become expert in both. So it's a risky business. But more we go for a newer generation, they'll be left on their own to cultivate this. In absence of Srila Prabhupada, only the instructions are there. But coming from nowhere and modern spoiled background, it's a tough job. Of course, the Holy Name can do wonders. That is the only hope. So, people are entering into a murky water of politics, and they will have a lot to lose rather than to gain. The second generation of the disciples, they have to be watched very carefully by the first generation, and they have to work out a very, scrutinizingly putting effort. That's why, gradually understanding the older first generation, which is now almost getting extinct, but they have put up some very intellectual efforts to curb this kind of, deficiencies, that we cannot become overwhelmed and attached for our deficiency. There will be a lot of pinpointing situation that everybody is deficient, nobody is perfect. What did I do wrong? Like that. So all these things become messy, stinking mess. In spiritual life, it becomes a stinking mess. and how to mitigate. To read the mind of Shukracharya, Vrishaparva came to know. And of course, because Shukracharya was angry, Vrishaparva immediately tried to appease him, but he got some rebuke. So minimize. They call it mediation with a win-win situation. You know, otherwise when Shukracharya gets angry, he's acting like Durvasa, can curse anybody, you know, and especially in demon community, is the guru of the demons. The politics immediately come, and they fact, how do I counteract? If I don't check him, he will come into my home and will chastise me and give me curse. Let me go before he does with full steam ahead. So right on the road he intercepts him, you know, falls at his feet, you know, piteously and beg his forgiveness. So, you know, the anger will increase as one reaches to the destination of the chastisement. But he was curbed right in between. So, he accepted certain. So, Vrishaparva immediately said, because of some affection, you know, I have to also think of my daughter. So let's have. Otherwise, these curses are so destructive, even in demon community. That do not. It is not conducive to welfare of anything. So this Vedic standard is challenged. Vedic standard is challenged by the demon. That if it would have happened in Devagana or the Devatas, okay, they have also Kshatriyas, they have also Brahman quality Devatas, Kshatriya quality Devatas. Ganesh is very Brahman quality Devata. It doesn't curse. But Indra is a very Rajoguni Devata. And he can be cursed. So, Devatas are there, they are chosen functionaries, right? So, yet the attachment in their respective services, respective family members, right? We see Kuber is, even though coming from Yaksha family, all right, demon family, Yaksha and Rakshasas are demon families. So Kuber is coming from, but he was in mode of goodness. And he was appreciated by his service of, treasure for the demigods. But his sons were completely arrogant, and they wanted to, on the name of their father, they were very frivolous. They wanted to enjoy. So, they have to be properly cursed. So Narad Muni comes and curses Nalakuber and Manikriya. Right? It's not that it's the business of sadhus to curse anybody. But no, Narad Muni has a divine providence for them. Narad Muni wanted to simultaneously chastise them, but at the same time, given the opportunity to go directly, go back to Radha. We see different purposes, different intention according to their attachment to the modes of material nature. The devatas and the demons curse. Right? For men, cursing anybody is not very fruitful in Kali Yuga because they are not powerful. They are always cursed. Upadrata in Kali Yuga. Upadrata means cursed. Problems. They are always disturbed. So you can understand the lifestyle that is very conducive to live a peaceful existence, harmonious existence is through mode of goodness. But when mode of passion comes and mode of ignorance comes, then the changes are there and cursing and counter-cursing will be there. So that belongs to, certain demigods in mode of passion, like Indra, and the curse. How do you consider the curse of Chitraketu to become Vitrasu? Chitraketu to become Vitrasu. This is an eye-opener thing. When Lord Shiva was in assembly of the sadhus discussing, but at the same time Parvati was sitting on his lap. And Lord Shiva was embracing it with the left hand to hold it with the left. And Chitraketu came, he got educated from Lord Shankarshan and came down to earth to rule through enjoyment. So he was flying in airplane with so many, cohorts. And he happened to see this completely different kind of atmosphere, which is mind-boggling. That Lord Shiva is discussing spiritual matters at the same time embracing his wife, Amma. So, understanding certain situation because he was a devotee. He was a devotee. He was seemingly enjoying like a very attached person. But he never forgot his status of a devotee. So Parvati became enraged and cursed Chitraketu that you do not understand the position of Lord Shiva. You are insulting him by laughing. Become a Rakshasa. You do not belong to the Devata category. What kind of devotee? So, it's like you should fall from your position. And Parvati understood because she is the giver of bodily conception. That is her jurisdiction. And to assume a body from Devata body to Rakshas body, and that too very ghastly, uncomparable to any other Rakshasas. So Chitraketu came and with folded hand understanding that Mother Parvati is very angry. He told her, Mother, you are right in your position, but I am also right in my position. What is that position? You are custodian of material energy, so you are attached to the material energy. While I have been educated in spiritual energy and I am retaining my spirit, so I am not afraid of your curse. I will obey to become a Rakshasa. But even in the Rakshasa body, I'll remain a devotee. And Lord Shiva was preventing her. You do not know he's a devotee, you can't curse him. You can't curse him. So, but Parvati would not listen. Lord Shiva can control Parvati, being a husband, but at the same time, he is all the time spiritually oriented because he is the transformation of Sankarsana, the spiritual entity. So Lord Shiva will not forget his internal position, and he knew the same thing about Chitraketu, that he got educated from me. He is related because Lord Shiva is transformation of Sankarsana and is the disciple of Sankarsana. Chitraketu is the disciple of Sankarsana. So in this way, awareness of spirituality, awareness by devotional service becomes a very, very strong hold. And therefore, a devotee is not afraid to either go to Swargaloka or Narak, hell. He will retain his devotional service. So, curse is considered to be material when it is dealing with only material nature. And curse is considered to be spiritual if it is a chastisement cultivating his devotional service back to Lord. Srila Prabhupada will also look in such a way in the eyes of devotees who were having difficulty in finishing their rounds and, simply in the eyes, and it goes in their heart to correct themselves. So simply by looking. Doesn't need to curse a wayward devotee, but he will be always compassionate. Prabhupada would reach to the heart of everyone, to understand what is their position, and encourage them to rise above. That is the greatest compassion, the spiritual master gives. But here it is a material curse. Demon spiritual master, Shukracharya, was little angered but pacified by a light compromise. Vrishaparva thought, oh, he should not curse my daughter. Just like he is so attached to his daughter, I'm also attached to my daughter, even at the excuse of performing duties, duty-bound father. So, that's politics. Counteracting. Oh, it is minimized. Like plea bargaining. In the court of law, it is called plea bargaining. Why? And devotees would avoid go to court by not performing any such activity. He will refrain. He will try to obey all the local laws. Prabhupada said we must obey local laws. At the same time, Prabhupada gave immense power, more than a president or a prime minister of a country, to spread Krishna consciousness. If you see, the zones are composed of several countries. So as if there is no challenge for such a person in devotional service. But there are chances that situations can be created which will be difficult to resolve. Right? But this is the sense of compatibility, and devotees should not be attached. Otherwise, in the degree of our attachment, we will have to suffer or enjoy. So, then we think, we have to be intelligent, we have to go by the norm of the society, or we have to be law-abiding, and what privileges I will have, I want to protect. So there are a lot of political situations coming to play part in resolving a material issue. So, this is some important point of the argument and the merits of the argument that have to be looked into. How did Rishabharva know that Shukracharya is coming to chastise his daughter, or chastise him being father? A demon knows another demon. That is the nature, But in the position of Guru, they imitate the same standard of the demigods too. Standard is the same. Is our Guru. So even though a Guru's daughter, start chastising Sarmishtha, his friend, for a petty matter, little matter, and see how it is developing into. In Kali Yuga, such matters are becoming complicated so much. Even the courts put the case on back burner. They do not want to, bring it out. And complications. So anyway, a devotee should refrain from entering into politics. Otherwise, spirituality will be put in back burner knowingly. And that is not the way we can spread Krishna consciousness. So average one, you see Krishna consciousness is spreading, it means parena parichiyate. It is not that much, intolerable situation. Our growth in spiritual life through ISKCON and those who are bereft of association of ISKCON through their own choice, even though they got initiated by Srila Prabhupada, was quite a setback. But it is like an automatic filtering system. That how do we look at grievances? How do we understand the mitigation of such grievances? We look only with the parameter of spiritual benefit. All right, no other things to be taken into account. This is what Srila Prabhupada wanted as a spiritual management, and he had to come. Not material management, but spiritual management. So anyway, this is pretty understandable that when there is politics, there is a question of attachment to be brought first. Somebody might be attached to the position or power or distinction. Anyavilashita sanyam jnana karmadhanavritam anukulyena krishnanushalanam bhaktiruttama. That is the standard, highest standard. So anybody has any question? Yes. जोर से बोलो.
If Chitraketu was spiritually enlightened and educated by some person himself, as in Lord Shiva, how could he not see through the situation of Lord Shiva sitting with his wife?
He's asking why Chitraketu laughed, knowing Shivaji's position.
Oh,
why
Chitraketu. Chitraketu understood Lord Shiva's position. How could he become controller of the material universe? One of the three important controllers that people fail to understand him. Most of Lord Shiva's followers are attached followers. Stri Dehi, Janam Dehi, Dhanam Dehi, Mercedes Dehi, 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 Dehi. That's why they bother. It's a material attachment. And Shiva is not at all attached at all. But because he's one of the supreme controllers, he gives. Okay, go and get rid of, his association by giving so easily. So therefore they are after him. But because he is so detached, he can maintain the spirituality. Vaishnavanam yatha shambho, the best of practitioners. Why we have to follow him? Because we are also in similar position. Our bodies are made up of full of ignorance, sarir avidya jal, or jadendriyata hai to, but we are attached. Lord Shiva is not attached. He chants. We have to chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So it criticism, right?
Yes, but
He
that,
did laugh in criticism.
it's,
But Parvati misunderstood.
say, it is not attahasya. Attahasya means laughing it loud out of arrogance. Ravana also laughed. Right? But no. जब अहंकारी laughter होता है, वो तामसिक. He thinks he is the Lord and Master, and who can challenge him? What a thickest attachment to his power, profit, and adoration. Chitraketu was not like that. But seeing the position of Lord Shiva, executing, Krishna says, I am Bijaprada Pita through Lord Shiva. Linga Yoni Kartika Jhatam Ima Maheshwari Praja. That Brahma also accepts in Brahma Samhita. All these are prajas. Praja means for the purpose of original to jayate, jayate, the praja. We may be members of Kali Yuga, but we are praja, which has been already ordained to be produced and make production continue. Praja. So, Lord Shiva is acting simultaneously oneness and different. Oneness and simultaneously oneness and difference would be there. The absolute truth is also to be known through Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. Inconceivably, oneness and difference. A devotee, fully trained in one of the four major sampradayas, they come to realize this particular truth. The other day I also told that Adi Shankara also used this Achintya Veda Veda Tattva to twist in such a way as if atheism, Advaita Siddhanta, it's a curse on humanity. From nihilistic or atheistic version to bring the authority of Vedas back. Vedas are filled with three modes of material nature. So, even for those who are desiring for more of goodness, they will have to refer to the Vedas. But Lord Buddha came and put atheism. To remove atheism, another type of tricky atheism at the authority and the authority of the Vedas to be re-established. That was the function. Mayavadam asat shastram prachanda guda bauddha maya te vihita devi brahman rupena kalina. I will come and establish in this Kali Yuga. And he was ordered by Lord Vishnu in Vishnu Purana for the same thing. And if you read in Bhagavatam, the quotations are there both. Krishna tells Lord Shiva, I know you are very intelligent. You can introduce back the authority which I denied and my Buddha avatar. Like that. Very tricky. Shatam pati satyam. This is the philosophy. If you are a crook, Your crookedness will be only defeated by another crookedness. Politics versus politics. So people strike with each other. But Krishna consciousness doesn't have any interference of politics. Prabhupada decided when that will be the time. So otherwise, even at the minutest, instigation, there will be chain reaction starting. Chain reaction. We used to learn that little story in childhood, a wolf and a lamb. The lamb was drinking water on a lower level and the wolf wanted to eat the lamb. So he started scolding. I don't want to drink your dirty water. Why are you drinking from the same water I am drinking? The lamb said, you are on a higher level, I am drinking your dirty water. Because the water flows from your side to my side. झूठ बोलता है तो नहीं बोलता तो तेरा बाप बोलता होगा, यूं कह दे. If he wants to kill that lamb, that's all. So by hook or crook, he will do it. So we have to be aware of such crookedness. Lot of crookedness will be floating around us, because of attachment, ahankar, attachment, position, profit, adoration, and this and that. A devotee should avoid if one wants to progress in devotional life. They can't do both. It's like riding on opposite horses. You have to put your foot on one horse. So, this is International Society for Krishna Consciousness, not some other consciousness. Mahabharata consciousness is not there, but Krishna consciousness. Yeah.
Thank you. Today you mentioned about the politics means there is an attachment.
Yes.
But at the same time, you see there is a lot of diplomacy is a part of the politics. Diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
So how do you draw the line?
Diplomacy is the child of politics. Like father, like son. It's not for spiritual gain.
It is also a sign of attachment. Diplomacy is also
right.
attachment.
Even in the mediation, to mitigate a quarrel, they just enumerate both the sides. What do you see good in him and what do you see good in her? On that basis only, a win-win situation can be arranged. What do you expect? Could have done better if. But we do not take side in. It's called mediation, means Krishna conscious mediation.
So does this diplomacy politics, does it really help devotional service or?
In human form of life, in married couple, when the problems occur in Krishna consciousness, Krishna has to be in center. And everything can be resolved around that center only.
practicing devotees.
Right, but at the same time, these instructions are given. Spiritual equality, but material inequality. We have to consider that. And that's why it's not a political rule, but it is natural, functionary aspect one has to meet. If our girls who are getting educated, but then in-laws and others, they want to exploit, two things cannot work. So, they need protection. So what is the provision? Therefore, it is better to remain under protection, and most of the problem will be relieved. Spiritual equality is there, material equality is not there.
I wanted to know,
Yeah.
regarding curse, how can we know someone is cursing you for benefit or someone is just cursing out of envy?
You can't figure out. Attachment, material desire, people are attached to their position, profit and adoration.
But in Krishna consciousness,
Yes, we are supposed to be distancing ourselves from, by cultivating pranadapi shunichena taropi sahishnama amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. If our objective is kirtaniya sadahari, then we have to develop those.
but at the end we know everything is under the sanction of Lord Krishna. So how would a practitioner know that this is coming as a blessing or this is for
Yes,
envy?
so it should be favorable to Krishna, not favorable to person. It should be favorable to Krishna.
How do a person understand that?
How can you serve Krishna? How much can you serve Krishna? So according to that, you see, how much one is consuming and serving Krishna. If somebody consumes more than services, then it will burden. So we have to be giving opportunity, at the same time we have to be very strict, not compromising Krishna consciousness. If we need only physical association, then again that will become a compromised situation, not spiritual situation. Attachment, even of mother to the daughter, it will be very disastrous in spiritual life. So it's good that one is properly educated, otherwise one can destroy the life. Spiritual attachment should be there. Material attachment should not be there. Otherwise, what good is the relationship which is not beneficially to uplift our spirituality, to advance our spirituality? Why do we opt for such attachments. They are not important. For that reason, Matas need protection. Alone. What do you say? No politics.
You cannot even live without it. You cannot live without that. It is everywhere.
This material world is not favorable for a gentleman. If you are a gentleman, get out from here. That is the only purpose.
You have to deal with this day in and day out.
Eh?
You have to deal with this day in and day out.
Yeah.
Till we are alive, we have to deal with politics day and night.
Definitely. Apani acharite sikhailo bhagavad dharma. We have to teach by our own practice. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Have you